Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Catalina Gillies. A memorial was held last night in honor of Cody Furioso, who was killed June 29th on the south side of Thunder Bay. Residents across the city were asked to light a candle at the end of their driveways and sing "This Little Light of Mine" at 10 p.m. Many residents of West Fort set up small memorials for the 17-year-old. Keeping socially distanced or in their household bubbles, they lit candles to show their support for the community and honor his memory. Though people didn't want to speak on camera, they did say they wanted to show the Furioso family that West Fort stands with them. Organizer Wayne Sasnay-Hebert says he's seen posts on social media of memorials being held across the country. All in all, he is impressed by the show of support from the community.
I feel so much pride in my neighborhood, and last night was just seeing everybody's candles and seeing them outside just reinforced to me the kind of community, sense of community and unity we have here in West Fort and around the city.
Although last night's memorial is now finished, Hebert hopes people will continue to light candles for Cody in the coming nights. Around 300 members of Poplar Hill First Nation evacuated to Thunder Bay today due to a forest fire threatening the northern community. The fire, known as Red Lake 65, is burning just 10 kilometers west of the area and poses an immediate threat to public safety, according to the city of Thunder Bay. The fire is considered not under control at 4,012 hectares after being only at 2 hectares when it was first recorded on July 5th. Hundreds more of the First Nation members are expected to be hosted in other Northern Ontario communities. Mayor Bill Morrow said the decision to accept evacuees came after consultation with Medical Officer of Health Dr. Janet DeMille. She stated there were no active COVID-19 cases in the community. There is still no plan in place for the mask mandate in Ontario to come to an end, and the district's Medical Officer of Health says the conclusion of mandatory masking should at least be discussed. Masking is still required for all indoor spaces, but there will certainly be a time where that is not the case. Both Alberta and British Columbia relaxed their rules for indoor masking on Canada Day, and Saskatchewan will drop all public health orders as of today. Janet DeMille says with the way things are trending both locally and across the province, she would like to hear more from top health officials.
We see more people become fully immunized, and it's appropriate to be asking that question. Well, what do we still have to do and what maybe that we don't have to do? And so I do anticipate that that will be part of the discussions, and that we'll get more provincial level guidance about, when we need to wear masks or when not to.
The province states that fears of the Delta variant are to blame for the lack of change on a mask policy, which will remain the same when Ontario enters Step 3 of the reopening plan. The long-awaited end of the pandemic has been hot on everyone's minds as vaccine numbers continue to increase in the region. Local MP Marcus Pulowski believes the end may be gradual, but it's closer than some may think. Krishna Postilevsky has more.
Many people have begun to feel the drag of COVID-19 as it has been over a year since the worldwide pandemic was first declared. With vaccinations ramping up to fight the virus, local MP for Thunder Bay Rainy River and medical doctor Marcus Pulowski spoke about the potential end to the pandemic.
We thought it was a marathon. I think it's 1,500 meters, and we're about 1,400. Now, having said that, I don't really see a quick end to the pandemic. It's going to, and a lot of people have predicted this, it's going to become endemic, meaning there's going to still be cases around. So we're not out of it, but I think we're pretty close.
COVID restrictions have already been lifted in much of the U.S., and both British Columbia and Alberta have recently done away with their mask mandates, with Alberta shedding all of their COVID-related restrictions and have now completely reopened. Pulowski says the use of masks in Ontario may not go away completely, depending on the area and how prevalent the virus is.
It might be more place-specific, that in certain places where you're having more disease, you want to wear a mask. And my guess is there's going to be people. It's like if you go to the Far East, you see people wearing masks in the on the trains and the subways anyhow. And my guess is there's people who want to be more cautious are going to maybe continue to wear masks, but I think the need for masks and social distancing is certainly rapidly changing.
Vaccination rates have contributed to the shedding of restrictions as the amount of people receiving their first and second dose increases every day. Though the government cannot force anyone to get vaccinated, they're urging anyone that is on the fence to do so. As vaccination rates creep towards the 70th percentile of the total population, Pulowski urges everyone to do their part to surpass the 75% mark.
Absolutely, get vaccinated. I personally think we're getting close to 70%, 75%, but I think we want it higher than that. And for those teetering, please, I think it's your responsibility to get vaccinated.
Thunder Bay has been seeing 1 or 2 new cases in recent weeks, but the pandemic is not yet over and people are asked to remain vigilant in following public health rules. Krishna Postalovsky, TBT News.
The Mattawa Education and Care Center is planning to open their student residence areas early next year. The building on Lily Street is still under construction at the moment, looking to renovate its kitchen, cafeteria, and reception area. The upstairs living quarters are nearing completion and are expected to be ready and available for students in December, with separate quarters for boys and girls. The facility will have 100 beds, mainly for younger high schoolers who are new to the city. Last school year, Mattawa welcomed just 45 students into the building, but a full cohort of 100 to 120 will be in person this September. Mattawa Education Authority Executive Director Sharon Nate says the move-in is a long time coming.
Having our accommodation center complete, we do have parents in our communities, inquiring as to when their, children can live in the center. And it's a huge deal. This will be their place, this will be their home and their school and their comfort.
The $24 million renovations of the former seniors' home were delayed by a year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A local Thunder Bay man has won this year's Distinguished Agronomist Award given out by the Canadian Society of Agronomy. Director of Lakehead University's Agricultural Research Station, Dr. Tarlok Sahota, is the 2021 recipient. The award is presented to members of the CSA in recognition of their outstanding contributions to science and technology of growing and using plants in agriculture, used for things such as food, fuel, fiber, recreation, and land restoration. This is Dr. Sahoda's second award in the past 3 years, the first one being the CSA Fellow Award in 2018. Thunder Bay's newest equestrian facilities put on a show this weekend that contributed to more than just the show horse community. Making it a cancer fundraising event, the folks at Amare Vita Equestrian were overwhelmed with the turnout from the community. Brianne Foley has the details.
Amare Vita Equestrian opened its gates to the community for the first time this past weekend. Owner Cheryl Everall was joined by friends and family to put on the event and bring the region its newest full-service equestrian facility.
It's been fantastic. We've had tons of entrants. It's been a lot of fun, well received. Everyone's come out for a good cause.
The horse community's been sort of horse show starved for 2 years, so it's wonderful to see everybody out again. It is for a good cause.
In addition to being a show, the primary focus was a cancer fundraiser for those local equestrians who have been impacted by the disease. Carolyn Hughes helped organize the show, but is also a survivor herself. The event was not only welcomed by the horse show community, but saw active participants across it as well.
A lot of planning went into this. I didn't get to help out as much as I would have liked to. Cheryl has been amazing. She's drawn in on a lot of people to get a lot of help, and it takes a community to put this together. It really does.
Everything about the facility is wonderful. The gals over here have done a super job, right? Let's get back together and be able to get back to some normal horse showing activities.
Yes.
It'd be lovely, right? So we have a good start to it. So onward and upward, I hope.
As exciting as it is that this is the first event being held at Amare Vita Equestrian, they are more excited that they are able to come together as a community to support one another.
So today is really about helping, one another, bringing community together, and also building the equestrian sport locally and providing an opportunity for riders, coaches, judges, for everyone to come out and have a good time, all for a good cause.
Well, I feel happy and really grateful that the committee has come together to support us. I've had a rough 2.5 years, and I'm just amazed how everybody comes together.
Carol Soltz, who owns Carol's Cakes on Waterloo, lost her daughter Terry Lynn to a battle with cancer this past year. Each class of the competition was $10 to $20 for entry, and there were 15 to 20 riders each of the 3 days. All proceeds will be donated to Soltz and the Cancer Center and Ronald McDonald House at the Thunder Bay Health Sciences Center. Brianne Foley, TBT News.
Join now with Avery McRae. Avery, it was madness for Italian fans today as the finals of the Euros took down.
Yes, not the way England fans were hoping it would go. Losers still since 1966. We got those highlights when we come back.